If you want to see me create a second requested look using the Jackie Aina ABH palette, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we have a second look using the Jackie Aina palette. This is the second requested look, but the third look overall with this palette, and I could not be happier because I really like this palette. I really like this palette. From the packaging, that is not that kind of velour packaging, it's just this iridescent, beautiful faux leather. And of course I'll take the plastic off. And I'm really excited to do this look because it is with a beautiful color story that is definitely one of my favorite color stories from ABH. And we are going to be focusing on this area right here. And I'm going to add wigglies into the mix here, I think. I can always change my mind. But this is a mix of colors requested by Deirdre. And I think she has excellent taste. So Shookington would be really, really nice to use and will indeed be a primary or prominent color in this look. So let's get to it, shall we? And I think I'm going to use the Anastasia brush that came with the palette again today. I didn't use it last time when I did a look for Wendy Lou that included Sponsored and Ginger. It was pretty much these two as the main colors, including Doulas. If you want to see that look, I'll put it right here. And if you want to see my initial first impressions look, I'll put it here right after the first requested look. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Let's get to eyeshadow. That's why we're here, right? So I'm going to go into, what I want to do is, I think, I want to put Big Wig as the outer crease, outer lid matte, and then I want to go to Pinker for more the inner to center lid, although I was debating between Pinker and Supreme. Let's go with Pinker, and I'm going to go very, very lightly, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to use the fluffy side of the brush and go into Big Wig. And with Anastasia shadows, I am just tapping the brush into it. I'm not dragging the brush. It takes very little. Just tapping off the excess, and we're going to go in on this side. I'm going to do one full eye first, and then recreate whatever it is that I decide to do on this eye on the other eye. That tends to be how I roll. Now, I obviously have makeup on already. If you're wondering what it is that I have on my face, you can find all of it in the description box as always. Okay, this is a nice start for sure. Let's go back into Big Wig, into the crease again. I'll probably end up deepening the outer lid with a little bit more shadow, but we're going to keep going with what we've got here. Look at how nicely that spreads, right? I mean, it's just so effortless. I mean, it can look intimidating in the pan, but I don't think this is an intimidating matte at all, nor are ABH shadows in general. I find that they are very buildable and just go light and just build, and it ends up looking really, really nice. Really, really nice. I love that. I'm going to go with the more packer side of the brush and go back into Big Wig and just intensify the outer lid. And that one really helps pack the color on. This side of the brush is what I mean. I love this purple. It's just beautiful. And it's going to be a good base for Shookington later on. I mean, look at that. Oh, I love it. Just going to go a little bit more on the outer very outer lid. And I think I'm going to go on the outer lower lid as well with Big Wig. Just looks perfect. The birds are chirping outside. It's wonderful. Okay. I could do liner, mascara, little brow bone highlight and be done. I mean, it does not take very much. That's fantastic. This is definitely a one eyeshadow palette. No question. And I'm going to go back into this fluffy side of the brush and just get a little bit more in the crease. We are going for purple after all, right? And back in with this side. I'm just building very carefully because I've never used Big Wig before. And it's a lot easier to add than it is to take away. Okay, I am really, really happy about this, as in really happy. So that's great, that's great. I'm going to go now into Pinker. This one right here. Just going to clean off Big Wig off the brush and then go into Pinker with the same fluffy side. I think I can get away with it, so we'll try. Just needed a hand towel to wipe the brush off on. That's my color switch. Although I have a color switch now in my collection, I just haven't used it yet. That will be coming up on this channel at some point. It kind of has a palette attached to it though. You might already, if you know which palette I'm talking about, put it in the comments. I would love to hear you eyeshadow aficionados if you already know, if you're already on to me about which palette that is. Okay, so I picked up Pinker, which is this one right here. And let's go on the inner lid. I have a topper in mind for that one, and that's not working very well. I'm going to try with the denser side of the brush. I just cleaned it off. Let's try that with Pinker because the fluffy side is just not going to allow me the precision I want. So I'm going to position the eyeshadow with the more detailed side and then fluff it out with the fluffier side of the brush. Okay, and again, and going all the way up to the brow with whatever's left on the brush. I like to do that. I think that's okay. It's going to get somewhat covered up, and I don't think it looks all that patchy as I add a little bit more. Do you ever do that? You make a decision and then all of a sudden you just change your mind and do something else? I'm just notorious for that. I am really liking what I see right now, and so I think it's time to go in with the punchy colors. So I'm going to go in with Shookington, and I'm going to use my finger, and I'm going to go on the outer to center lid, actually outer to a little bit past the center lid, I think, and then on probably on the outer lower lash line, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it looks on the upper lid. Just not grabbing too much, but it's still a significant amount. By the way, if you're wondering what's on my nails, it's also in the description box. And I quite like this combination. It's two different Ciate London nail polishes. I am really liking the advent calendars from that brand of nail polish. Not that I've tried any other ones, I'm really happy with this one. Okay, I've got Fallout. Let me just grab that brush. It's a little fluffy brush from Smashbox. It's called the Angled Powder Brush. So it's like a mini version of a big powder brush, which I think is fantastic for getting rid of fallout. Okay, I'm really, really liking this. I think it's looking pretty stinking good. And look at Shookington. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Okay, so we have the inner lid, we have the outer lid, and now what I want to do is I want to use what I think is more of a transformer shade in this palette, and it's called Trust Issues. So it's like it's an iridescent glitter, micro glitter, but with a kind of a transparent base. And I think that's fantastic. But I would like to use a different brush for that. I'm going to use my multitasker, which is right in front of me. My multitasker brush from Smashbox. It's like a pyramidal brush, and it gives me a lot of precision on where I put stuff, namely eyeshadow, obviously. And I'm going to just put a little bit on the brush and go right into the inner lid and start covering up pinker. Just to start it off, because my finger can't really go right in that spot. Not easily anyway. Okay, I think I want to go, I'm going to take my little smudger brush and put a little bit more of Big Wig right on the inner lower lid. Just for continuity, I think that looks better. Okay, so do you see Trust Issues? I don't know if you can see it well. The ring light is kind of blinding for me, so hopefully it's showing up decently well. Just going to add a little bit more. Now you should really be able to see it. I don't want to go too far up with my brush. I really want to go in with the finger now, because I can disperse it much better. Hopefully you can see it. And it's like a white and gold micro glitter is what I can see so far in it. And I think that it is a really nice way to tie in the inner lid with pinker to Shookington. There we go. I think that this is really, really nice. I put on the Benefit Highbrow on my brow bone today, and it's a slightly pink, and I think that it can go as is. I don't really want to go blingy on the brow bone, because there's a lot going on the lid with Shookington and Trust Issues. So I think the look is pretty much done, other than liner and mascara. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to recreate the look on the other side, and then we can come back and talk about how to finish up the look. So I'll do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I have the eyes pretty much the same. I added some more lip gloss. It is the Topaz and Gilt from Becca, which I have right here. And it has some blue and pink micro glitter in it. And I think that it goes really well with the eye look. And I'm really, really happy with what I was able to do with these pink and purple colors. And I did not end up using Wiggley's, which I'm really surprised about, but Trust Issues, I think it does a really good job of tying in the inner to outer lid. And so I did end up using just this quad. So that's kind of neat, because it's what I was kind of planning on doing before Wiggley's came in. And so, yeah, I think this is good. And Trust Issues is a really neat transformer shade that really helped to tie the look in. So we are ready to finish up the look. And let me see what it is that I'm going to use to do just that. hang on a second. Okay, I think I know what I am going to do to finish up the look. I am going to use a couple of liners. This is 0, which I already have on my upper waterline. I'm just going to reapply to intensify the look. I'm going to use Empire from Urban Decay. So both of these are Urban Decay. And so this is Empire. And this is my little stubby Urban Decay 0, which is just a basic creamy black matte color. And I'm going to try to use, this one is tough. It's too liquidy right now, but it's the Pretty Easy brush liner from Clinique. And I love the precision. See how small of a line that is? But it is still too wet and it tends to feather on me. So I have to be really careful. I will not do a wing because it's going to get totally messed up. I will do what I can. And I mean, I'm kind of in the mood almost to do Empire on the upper lash line, but I really want to try to get more use out of this thing, to dry it out a little bit to see if it actually works well when it's not this wet of a formula. And then I'm going to use the same 2 mascaras that I've been using for a while now, and it is the High Impact Mascara from Clinique and the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme. I'm going to go and do all of those things and be right back with the final look. Okay, I am back. This is the final look, and I stuck to the plan a whole lot more than I usually do. So let me just go over what it is that I used, so there should be fewer surprises than last time. I did use 0 on the upper waterline as I said I would. I did use the Empire pencil on the lower waterline lash line, and I really like this combination with the Jackie Aina palette purples. I think it just, yeah, I nailed it with this one, and I'm not shy about saying it. Definitely used the mascara as I said I would. So Sumptuous Extreme from Estee Lauder is on my upper lashes, 2 coats. 1 coat of the High Impact from Clinique, which I do not consider high impact in any way, shape, or form, which is why I use it on my lower lashes, because they're long and regular high volume mascara looks really funny on me. So as a lackluster mascara, it's great for me for lower lashes. Maybe it will dry out a little bit more and be good for upper lashes, but for now, it's a dud for upper lashes. Unless you like a really subtle look. Next is the Clinique Pretty Easy liner in 01 Black. And as I showed you before, it is a very precise liner. It's just too watery. And I used it on my whole upper lash line and just didn't try a wing because it's just still too wet of a formula. And on Shookington, I am sure that it would have feathered like crazy. Any kind of shimmery eyeshadow, that kind of texture, it definitely feathers. On mattes, I'm safer, but I did put Shookington all the way on the outer lid, so there's no way I could use this liner right now. And I did add 1 product, but it's not mascara or any kind of liner, so I don't feel like I cheated all that much. And it is the Becca Amethyst. And I'm a little shook, haha, after using Shookington, that I haven't used this mini yet, and it's the Amethyst color. So it's a nice kind of between a pink and a lilac color. It's just beautiful, and I decided to use it. I actually had it lightly on my cheekbones before starting filming, so I added some more on my cheekbones, and I added it to 2 other places, specifically on my eyes. I decided that that would be a really nice brow bone highlight given the purpley pink look. And I also used it on my inner corner. And I think it just kind of finished up the look. And so for a companion to the Jackie Aina purples and pinks, I would say that the Becca Amethyst highlight is a great complement. And then to finish the whole thing off, I used one of my kind of go-to setting sprays these days, and it's the All Nighter Setting Spray by Urban Decay. I rotate among 3 or 4 different setting sprays, and this one just it's at the ready and it works quite nicely, so that's the one I'm using these days. And that is it for the look. I hope you enjoyed me discovering the purples in the Jackie Aina palette. I'm pretty impressed with the final look. It turned out as good or better than I was expecting, so that's always a very nice outcome, especially when you're using shadows you haven't used ever before, and all of them were new to me today, so that's great. Deirdre, I hope you enjoyed this look and that it gave you the information that you're looking for Shookington, whatever the wishes were in seeing that shadow. If you have any questions or requested info for this palette, please let me know in the comments as well. And let me show you the next palette that I'll be playing with so that you can request certain shadows as well. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to go into my collection to get it, and this is the Carly Bible ABH palette. And this is a palette that I did not think I was going to get, and the swatches shocked me. And here it is. So if you have any requested looks or specific shadows to use, let me know. I'm just going to get really close so that you can see all the names. There we go. I have to say that Mandala is really interesting to me, as are these two. So those would be my default colors if left to my own devices. But let me know if there's anything that you're interested in seeing for this palette. It is on super sale now, wherever it is that you can get it. And I blame Cara C for this purchase because I was totally going to skip over it. And she, who has a lot of similar palettes to me, also a fellow Canadian, I'll put her channel right here, she convinced me to get this one. Meanwhile, I was kind of poo-pooing it left, right, and center, and after the swatches, I would say a good half to 2/3 of the palette is interesting to me, and there's just a handful of really neat shadows that I know I don't have anywhere in my collection that are similar. So anyway, this is the next one I'll be playing with, so if you have any requests, please leave me a comment, as I said. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching, for making it this far. I hope I did not disappoint. Let me know what you think, as I said, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.